Today I'm taking a look at the Belcheri USB 3.0 to SATA or IDE adapter. This is nice. They actually included it in an anti-static bag. I think that's a bit excessive, but it is neat that they did it. So it does come with the power adapter already plugged in. I believe this pulls out. Yeah, so we can plug this into the back, or we can just leave this unplugged. But this is going to supply power for those IDE hard drives. Those old spinning rest hard drives, they require a lot more power than you'll be able to get out of just this. So we can plug this in, plug this into our hard drive, and then plug a power supply in here to supply power to it. It has an on-off switch. It's always a good idea to shut that off whenever you're going to be changing hard drives. The USB port. On the right side, we got our SATA connector. On the front, we've got an IDE. We also have another IDE on the left. Now, you'll also notice that this one is a little bit narrower. So this is typically for full-size IDE hard drives. This is for narrower, more like laptop IDE hard drives. So it's nice having all three of those connectors on one little adapter. So here is that power supply. It actually has a decently long cable on it, and that outputs 2 amps at 12 volts. We've got our USB cable. Nice thick cable too, and that is USB-A to USB-A. One of the cool things they did, they actually gave us an adapter, so this is USB-A to USB-C. So that way if you run into a situation like what I got, where my laptop only has USB-C ports, we'll still be able to plug this in and connect our hard drive to our laptop. And we got our instructions. So I've got it off. I'm going to plug in power, plug in USB, plug that into the laptop, and I've got a SATA connector. This is a Samsung solid-state drive. I'm going to connect that directly to it. Well, let's turn it on. Oh. And we have a power and an activity light to let us know that this is actually working. And it came right up. So if I just have a hard drive, I want to plug that in and see what's on it, I can use this to do that. Okay. And it is playing those files without an issue. So let's try a speed test. Okay, so on the sequential 1 megabyte, 8 process 1 thread, we're looking at about 269 on the read, 257 on the write. Sequential 1 megabyte, 1 process 1 thread, 259, 219. Random 4K, 32 process 1 thread, we got 23 and 35. And for the worst case scenario, random 4K, 1 process 1 thread, we got 21 and 25. This is a little slow in my opinion. It's about half the speed that I think I should expect out of that hard drive. I want to test, I want to see if there's a different adapter will make a difference, and I also want to check another hard drive. So we'll shut this off. I'm going to unplug this hard drive. This is one that I've tested that I know gets right around 500, so we'll try that guy. And I'm going to try another USB-C adapter that I know gets much better speeds. Okay, so we're looking at about the same with 247 read and 234 on the write. What that means is that this is going to cap out at about 250 megabytes per second, which realistically is not that bad. If I'm going to be doing is connecting a SATA drive to this to find out what's on it, then 250 megabytes is like, it's nothing to sneeze at. If, however, you're going to be connecting this from an IDE to this, then 250 megabytes per second is going to be way faster than you're ever going to need on one of those old spinning rest hard drives anyway. And for the purpose I intend to use this for connecting an IDE and a SATA so that I can transfer data from one to the other, this is going to be perfectly acceptable for that purpose. So overall, that is a very cool little adapter.